People come into supported living thinking that, supported living is just a HMO, or maybe it's a rent to rent. They focus on the layout of the building, the rents, the yields. But realistically, although the building is important, it's literally just a container. The true business of supported living is what happens on a day-to-day, every single day inside that building. The real business is managing the service users, completing the rotas, the supervisions, the quality checks, everything that goes on day to day to keep the operation alive. Now, the reason why that's important is because at the end of the day, as a landlord, you want stability. And if that provider or the operator isn't competent or doesn't know what they're doing, then you're unlikely going to have a stable asset, purely on the basis that you're going to have disruption, which is going to be caused by that particular provider. Now, you can have a really great property, but you can have a really weak operator, and having a weak operator will cause you a lot of headaches and a lot of problems. Whereas you can have a less desirable property and a really good operator, and that service is going to run for years. Your lease is going to remain in place for decades to come. Ultimately, the maturity, the reputation, and the strength of your provider is what's going to keep that rental income coming in consistently month on month, whether that is a care provider or a housing association that you're renting the property to. The biggest mistake you can make is literally focusing on just the numbers, right? At the end of the day, you need to also focus on the actual provider, the provider that you're leasing the property to. Do they have a track record? Do they have a contract with that particular council? Do they have an existing relationship? Now, these are all things that you can ask that provider to evidence, and most providers would be more than happy to do so. Now, a good provider is somebody that is going to agree a property review today and say, you know what, we need to go back and check with the council, the commissioner, or the brokerage team, just to confirm that we can sign off on this, because they want buy-in from that particular council. So, for instance, for ourselves, we will never just sign a lease with the developer just off one conversation, or maybe the property looks great, it's in the perfect area. We'll always go back to the commissioners as well as the brokerage teams just to make sure that the demand is in that area, so that we can access referrals from day one. Whereas a bad provider is going to come in, sign that lease with you straight away without doing any checks at all, guarantee these rents, and then 2-3 months down the line they can't afford to pay you just because they didn't do their checks before working with you. So my advice, if you are a property developer or you are a landlord and you want to get into supported living, don't start with the property, start with the operator. At the end of the day, if you have a really good relationship with that particular operator, you can scale it to multiple properties. Whereas if you are just focused on that particular property and it collapses, you're going to be stuck with this property and you're not going to know what to do with it. Thank you for watching. Please continue to follow if you want me to continue breaking down supported living to you in a way that actually makes sense.